In this video, we're going to install and create a donation page for your WordPress website. This donation page will be able to take credit cards and process them directly from your website so that donors have an easy way to support your nonprofit. All right, this is really cool. Let's get started. All right, so the plugin that we're going to install today is called Give, or GiveWP. WP standing for WordPress, and it's at givewp.com. Now, you don't need to go here to get the plugin. You can install it directly onto your website from WordPress itself, but I'm just showing you the GiveWP website here, and you can go to this site and scroll through it, and you can see all the features that this plugin has. It's actually pretty robust. This is more than a donation page. It's almost it's a donation platform in many ways. It tracks your donors, sends automated emails, gives you reports. You can export it to a CSV file. So it's got some pretty cool features on it. And even for free, the free version of it, you get some pretty good stuff, right? There's add-ons, and you can get a higher level of add-on features for some money, but for free, you really do get a lot. And that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click off of this. And what you want to do is go to your WordPress website, to your login page. It would look something like this. And you just want to go ahead and log on into your dashboard. Great. So now that you're on your dashboard, we are going to install the GiveWP plugin. So on the left-hand side, you want to go over to Plugins. And as that flyout menu comes out, you're just going to click on Add New. Great. Now this page is basically a repository of all the plugins available for WordPress. So we're just going to go over here to the search area, and we're going to just type in GiveWP and hit Enter. And it pulls it up. So there it is. So we're going to install this donation plugin and fundraising platform here. So just click on Install. And once it's installed, you just want to click again to activate the plugin. Once the plugin is activated, it's going to send you to the main plugins page where all your plugins are listed. And you can see in here that the Give donation plugin is installed right here. And you're also going to notice over on the left-hand side, you now have a donations column, donations menu in the column. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to just configure some of the settings for this donation form that we're going to be creating. And so you're simply just going to go over to Settings. Now there's a lot of different settings in here, and we're not going to go through all of them. Some of them are pretty self-explanatory, but the ones that we're going to set up are specific for what we'll be doing today, which is making a simple functional donation platform, donation page. Okay, so the general settings, you can pretty much leave those as they are for now. And we're just going to go right away over to payment gateways, because in order to take a donation, you need a way to receive that donation. Now, out of the box, the free version of GiveWP allows you to use Stripe and PayPal. I always recommend Stripe. It's more seamless. It's a lot easier to use than PayPal. It doesn't jump you off the page when you go to donate. It just really integrates really well. So when you go down here, you're going to want to go ahead and set your default platform. Enable Stripe and enable PayPal. And then you can set Stripe to your defaults, or you can set PayPal to your default. Either way, it's just going to be the one that shows up first. If you don't plan on using one or the other, you can just unenable it, and maybe we're just going to use PayPal. Or in this case, maybe we're just going to use Stripe. Now, if you don't have either one of those set up, you can actually unenable all of those and just do a test donation page. And that would just be your default. But I'd really highly recommend just going ahead and setting this up. And so we're actually going to activate both of these. We're going to make Stripe the default, and let's go ahead and save this page. And also right now, notice here at the top of the page, I do have test mode enabled. Stripe has a really good test mode. So once you connect your Stripe account, you can do a test, and that's what we'll be doing today. PayPal does have a test mode, but I believe you have to have what's called a sandbox, and that takes a little bit to set up, so we're not going to bother with that. And Give also has a default test donation built in, so you can always just keep that active and use the test donation as your way of testing it. Actually, I don't want this engaged right now, so I'm going to disable the test donation. I'm just going to be using Stripe and PayPal because we're going to set this up for real. Okay, so now you want to go ahead and connect your Stripe information or your PayPal, but I'll do both with you today. So we're going to click on Stripe, and as you can see, I'm already connected because my installation of this was it remembered my settings from when I uninstalled this last time. So, but the easiest way to do it is just if you have a Stripe account, you're going to click this button and you're going to connect it to your Stripe account. You'll simply just log in, use your username and password, and it will pretty much make a handshake between your website and your Stripe account, and you'll be able to then go ahead and connect that. Now, if you don't have Stripe or you don't plan to use Stripe, then you'll be using PayPal. So let's go ahead and connect to PayPal now. On the PayPal Gateway page, you're going to have two options. You can use the PayPal donations, or you can connect with PayPal Standard. Currently, PayPal donations is the recommended way to connect to your PayPal account. So you simply scroll down, click the button Connect with PayPal, and you'll log in through a pop-up window. You'll have to agree to GiveWP and PayPal connecting to each other, and you'll be connected. It's a very easy way to connect, and it also is probably the easiest way to use PayPal with GiveWP. The other option is to use PayPal Standard. PayPal Standard is currently being phased out. So this is the way you used to connect PayPal, just by using your email address, and it would connect to your account just by that. But it works and it's fine. It's a little clunky because when you do use this on a donation form and someone clicks on the donate button, it actually pops them open to another page. So PayPal donations is recommended. It's more seamless and it's a lot easier to use. In either case, configure your PayPal settings either using the donations or the standard, and make sure you save your settings after you make the connection. All right, now that we have our payment gateway set up, we're going to go over one more thing in the settings. We're going to go over the default options. Out of the box, there are some things that are disabled and some things that are enabled, and I'm not going to read these through with you because it really doesn't, they're self-explanatory. Like, do you want their title prefix in there? You can disable, just go through it and read it. It's very easily explained. But there is one thing I'm going to change right away. So we're going to go under the default options. We're going to go to post types. Go ahead and click on that. What a post type is basically when you create a form, a donation form, GiveWP will create a page or a post for that form to live on. And it's automatically created, and every form you create will automatically have their own URL. And it's nice, it makes it simple, but you actually don't have a lot of control over the look and the design of that form. So we're going to disable the form single views. So basically, we are going to have to use shortcode embedded into a page in order to display our form. It gives you a lot more control, and it's really not that difficult to do. In fact, we're going to make sure we do that today. Again, there's a form archives, and you can just read through these. I usually don't have a form archive of past donations. I don't need a page that lists all my past donations. And I think we'll just leave it at that for now. We're going to go ahead and save the changes. So the only two things we did in the settings is we added our payment gateway and we changed the default post type setting so that the automatic creation of the form is disabled. All right, there's other things you can do. You can you have the emails. You can set up your email so that your your donor gets an automatic email, and you can customize what it says. And there's all sorts of different things in here, but we're not going to go into those because we're going to get this donation page set up and started. So now that we have our two settings set up, we're going to go over here to add a form. So under donations, add form. And give it a title that you're going to remember, especially if you have multiple donations. I mean, if you just have one donation page, you can just call this donation page. Okay? But if you have multiple donations, you have maybe you're raising money for new computers, maybe you're raising money for school books for kids, maybe you're raising money for school lunches, right? And so maybe you just want to make the donation page specific, because if you have multiple of them, the title is going to make it a lot easier for you to find. All right, we're going to select the standard form. So we're going to scroll down here. You have two choices, the multi-step one, which I'll show you in a later video, but we're going to use the legacy donation form. So we're going to activate that. And now we're going to go down and just fill in all this content here. All right, so display style, I like the buttons. You can play with this a bit. There's radios and there's drop downs, but basically you're going to have donation buttons, 10, 15, 20, $50, right? And we're going to show all the fields on one page. A modal is a pop-up, so basically someone might click donate $10 and then it pops open in another window where they have to enter their information. Those can be really nice, but we're just going to show all the fields. We're going to have a complete form on one page. The submit button will keep it donate now. Let's just change it so you can see that it actually works. Today, donate today, exclamation points. Floating labels, we're going to just leave this at the global option, which is enabled, but you can read more about what those are. And display contents, basically if you enable this, you can have some content above or below the form. Please donate to us and help save whatever, or help raise money for whatever. And so I'll just put, please donate, call to action. So some type of text can go right there. And typically it's nice to have that above the form. So we're going to keep above the field. And that is it for here. Now you don't have to hit publish or save. We can just go down and we're going to create our donation options. This is the level, the amount of money, right? And so you could have a set donation, $50. This is a donation form, donate 50, right? In this case, we're going to leave it at multiple levels so that people can enter 5, 10, 20, or even, as the next line says, a custom amount. We're going to enable a custom amount. So maybe if they don't see the amount they want to donate, they can enter their own amount. The donation limit, a minimum, maximum. I usually don't touch these. And then you can custom text. So when they see $10, $20, and $50, they're also going to see a button that says custom amount. And you can control how that displays here. We'll just leave it at custom amount. And then they have some pre-filled down here. So here's a donation level of 10, donation level of 25, 50, 100, 250. Let's go ahead and just add one. I'll show you how to add a donation level. We're going to add one. We'll say 500. 500. Okay. Now you also can add text to the donation. So maybe some people have names for their donations. Like a $10 one might be a cup of coffee. $25 one might be a new book. A $50 one might be a Kindle. I think Kindles are about $50. Maybe they're 100. Or you're just naming them basic or whatever terms you have. People name their gold, silver, platinum. We're not going to worry about adding any donation level text right now. And we added one for 500. And then the default donation, let's go ahead and make our default donation $50. This is the one that's going to be selected right when they go to the donation page. It's going to say $50, and then they can change it if they want to. We'll go down the form fields. Most of this stuff we're just going to leave at your global settings. There's no need to go too far into detail because we're going to try to quickly get this up. Guest donations, so no one has to log in. In fact, we're not even going to require a registration. Though you could, though that it could be burdensome. So you really want to make your donation form as easy to use as possible. Do you want to have a goal? So now we're going to go to the donation field, the donation goal, and you can have a donation goal. In fact, goals are always nice to have because it really can motivate and encourage people to donate. So we're going to have a donation goal. We're going to enable it. And we're going to go by the amount raised, not the percent. And our donation goal will be $10,000. The progress bar, because what will happen is you'll get like a little thermometer at the bottom of the form, and a progress bar basically, and every donation that progress bar will grow, and we'll just leave it at the default color green, but you can click on this and change it to maybe the colors in your logo or your branding, so you can actually customize the progress bar to your branding. And then if you want the donation form to be closed and stop accepting these donations once you reach your goal, then you can enable this and it will, thanks, but fundraising is closed type thing will happen. But I recommend not doing that because the chances are if you raise your goal, there's a very good chance you're going to raise more than your goal. In fact, I think it's like 90-something% of people who reach their goal overachieve their goal. And as far as terms and conditions, right now I don't have any set up. You can have them. That will be done in another video. Of course, the Stripe account is already connected to our global, and then the email notifications, we didn't set those up. They have default ones in there. You can certainly play with those, and again, we'll show you those in another video. But basically, this form is ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and publish this. Now, once it's published, you're going to want the short code, right? Just this little piece of code that we're going to put on a page so that this form shows up on the website. And you can quickly get that short code by clicking over here where it says copy short code. In fact, if you scroll over it, you can see it. So we're just going to copy that short code. And now that you have that copied, we're going to go to your pages on the left-hand side column. We're going to add a new page. And this is donation page, we'll call that. You stick it in the title there. And now remember, you have the short code copied. And so if you're using the built-in editor, which this big white blank page is, this is the built-in editor for WordPress. It's the Gutenberg. I am not a fan of it, but it's what we have installed. It's what most people get. So we're going to add a block by clicking on that X there. And you can see right here, Give already has installed a way for you to do this. So actually that shortcode we wouldn't need. Now, let's say you have a different editor and you don't have the built-in donation form option here, then you'd actually look for something like shortcode, right? So your editor, if you're not using Gutenberg, should have a way for you to paste in this shortcode. And you just simply do that and paste in the shortcode like that. Either way, it's going to give you the same result, or we could have simply, let me add another block here. We could have just said donation form. And then when we do that, we get a little drop down so we can actually pick the form we want, donation page, which is the one we wanted. And you do that, and then it would actually give you a little bit of preview. Now we're going to have the form twice on there. So I'm going to delete what I just did there. Because both ways will work. But we'll keep it as shortcode because just in case you're not using Gutenberg. Now we're going to publish. So go over here to the right-hand side and publish this page. Yes, I really want to publish. And it is done. So now, a little view page over here in the bottom left. This will go away in a while, but I usually see, told you to go away. All right. We can do the preview instead. Click on that and preview in new tab. And there's your donation page. Now you're going to see things like this might happen. Well, actually, let's just look at this first. And I'm going to go back and we'll fix this here. So it's in test mode. That's why this is here. If we removed test mode, that would disappear. Here are the buttons that we created. There's the custom amount. If I click on that, then I can add in, $410, right? We can use PayPal. If we do PayPal, you're going to see this form is going to change because right now it's set up what is called credit card, which is Stripe. And so that's the credit card information down here. If I change this, it updates to a different type of form because it's going to jump off the page and make us do something, make us finish the donation on another page. So we're going to use Stripe because it's simpler. It's all in one page. And actually, the easier you make it for people, the higher chance they are going to donate. So let's go ahead and let's do a little test donation here. So there's my name, my phone, my email. Test credit card for Stripe is 424242, 424242, 4242. And then any CVC, so 123. Cardholder, Steve, me. And any expiration date that's in the future, 0122. And we will donate. After a person donates to your page, they're sent to the donation confirmation page, which you do have control over. You can go in and set up a thank you message, a video, some social links to share, things like that. But out of the box, it just has this simple donation, pretty much donation receipt here, telling me that I donated on what day and how much I donated. Okay, now I wanted to come back here to touch on one thing, and this may happen to you. You see it says donation page, and then it says donation page again. That is because this is the title of the page when we created the page, this one here, donation page. And this is the title of the donation form. If you remember, we called this donation form. So it's kind of silly to have both here. It's kind of redundant. Some themes will allow you to click a button in your page settings. Let me see if this one does. Let me go here. And in the page settings, my theme allows me to disable the title. So I can click that, update, and the redundancy, let me refresh, will be gone. The other option, if your theme doesn't allow you to disable the title, so I'm going to uncheck that, then there is shortcode that you can add to your shortcode that will disable the title of the form. And let me show you what that's. I actually have that down here. So this is another form that I had going here, but show title equals false. That's the shortcode you want. Copy that. I just did a Control-C to copy that, and then I'm going to insert that right here. So show title equals false. And that's the shortcode that means on this form, don't show the title. I'm going to go ahead and update this. So now the title of the page will show, but the title of the form won't show, and this page will actually look pretty much identical because I just swapped out one for the other. So there you go. Either way, you can disable the title of the page or the title of the form so you don't have a redundant two titles on one page. All right. So the last thing I want to show you is just how many features this platform has. This is not just a donation page, but it's actually a donation platform, which gives you all sorts of features. It allows you to not only add new forms and see your forms, but gives you a reporting feature. You can see your donations, your donors, and then of course your settings and tools. All these things down here are like special features. But let's go ahead and just look at our donations. And you're going to see here, here's the donation I just did here. Custom amount, right? $410. It's in test mode, so it can't really process it. So it says it's pending. But we can actually go in here and view the details on this. And you can actually change the status of this over here on the right from pending. Let's just say it's completed. Let's say I got paid. And we can update that donation. Also on this page, you'll see all the donor information if they gave you a billing address and things like that. And all the transactional information. So let's go back to that donation page and let's give it a refresh. And there we go, $410 raised so far. Now this was a very basic embed. This is just the form here, a very simple donation form that processes payments right on the page. But there's a lot more you can do with this plugin. I'll show you a quick example of just something else you can do here. I created this short code one here. And so here's a donation page that has a featured image, the progress bar, and also recent donors. And so this page can also, this one design you can have, and I really like having the recent donors there. It just kind of gives the donor some credits and some recognition, as well as can motivate others to donate. So there's a lot more we can do with this, and we will explore those in further videos. Okay, folks, that is going to do it for this video on how to create a donation page for free. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want more videos. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.